So I don't know how precision farming affects contracts. We have fertilized this field a couple of times, but I don't know if that impacts the yield or not. You kind of, you know, I'm kind of wary buying a field that has crop in it, because it's difficult to analyze the field and then spread lime and fertilizer on a field that's already growing. That is something we're going to be looking at probably in first day of spring. Will be to see what fields we want to purchase. I'm fairly certain this one will not be an option, but there's a couple over the field we did the oilseed radish in. There's a couple over that way in that area that we could probably benefit from. I can't really look because this field isn't straight. So we'll keep going. See where we get to. Okay, we're coming 10 to midday real time. And we are due storms for as far as I can tell. We went on vacation early part of this week, and they were supposedly the only dry days in the last month, and our grass needed to be cut. So we got back Thursday, and Thursday night I went out and cut the grass. Oh, excuse me. And then we had torrential rain last night. There we go. And that should take me to the case. So, yeah, I'm looking at possibly, I don't know whether I could afford that one, but 28, 24, 31. These fields are probably a nice size and a nice price that we could afford, and we have to buy 7 because sheep next year. And our sheep are kind of at capacity, or they're not. We got 2 sheep fields, 250 sheep per field. But I think they definitely breed at least 100%, so we should end up with 1,000 sheep at the end of this year. And that means that next year we might not have enough capacity for all the sheep. Also last year there was a major trying to keep up with, actually this year, trying to keep up with the wool production was a major headache. So one of the things I've done is download the wool crate mod, which allows me to put a big wool crate in the wool spawn point and potentially make it less of a chore keeping that clear. But we were making 4 crates of wool, which is the spawn point limit, twice a day, with just 250 sheep per field. And stop. Okay, that's unloading on the axle. This tractor could do with a clean too. Oh, problem is I am still paying for the JCB worker. Try and do this quick. And obviously we kind of need to move all these bales so they're not in our way when we come around for the next lap. Oh well. But yeah, if I don't do this now, we end up with 500 bales on the field and I have to spend an hour or more moving them all. So doing a little bit of harvest, a little bit of bale collecting, a little bit of carting, just sort of splits the job up a little. And I don't dare risk running a worker on this field because there's no way I can trust a worker not to end up in the middle. That's it. Marooned in the middle of the field, wanting to be emptied. I did try course play on this map, and the fields I really wanted it for, it didn't work out. So I gave up with course play. What are we doing? That's 9. We are struggling up the hill. Tractors at full bore and 15 miles an hour. Now we get on the flat and we'll move 32. There we go. Rounding the top, and now it's coasting. 17. And I don't really want to be running this at full speed. Oh, there we go. 14 bales. And one in the bale thing maker. Oh, actually, it's unloading one. And brakes. I think I'll park this by outfield. Okay. Jump out. We'll move this over there as well. Be kind to the locals, leave the road free of obstacles. And pipe in, engine on, power. It's kind of looking at bit dull in the game, about as dull as it is outside here. But, well, I suppose it is. It's a cloudy day, no rain forecast. Which will hopefully hold off. Now, if our sugar beets are ready tomorrow, it doesn't really matter if it rains. Although we're not due rain for, what was it? About 4 days, so it'll be well into fall. Don't know if sugar beets are summer crop. Sugar beets no, we're not going to be able to harvest the sugar beets. The earliest will be fall. So again, I don't have any farm work to do tomorrow. Game day. It is what it is. So 1624. So we're making straw faster than we're filling up the hay cart. Okay. Of course, the worker's not going to like this. Move. Follow me workers don't particularly appreciate you going backwards. Okay, another row. So yeah, it's taken us a while to get round this, but production-wise, it's actually less than I figured it would be. And we're doing wheat, which is quite a high-yielding crop. Well, I suppose it's average yielding, but obviously collecting the straw is an additional chore, but that's additional income for us, although it's only about 3,000 per trailer load. So where are we taking this stuff? It looks like the main shop. Yeah, Willowbrook Stores. That's a long drive. We'll be okay with the case. But, there's definitely consideration for using the JCB to haul the grain. What are we doing? 61. So this, yeah, as I said, this is going to drag out into next week's episode. And the next week is July. I might come back and do a little bit more of this field off camera, because it is going to take a while to get done, but I probably won't do all of it. Plus I've got my homework. Figure out how to manure on fields, actually refill manure tanks with the manure system. Probably I might look into that this afternoon. Unless Mrs. Osa has some chores for me, in which case we'll do those. And then we'll do our homework. So I'm a little bit frustrated that didn't work. And it may be I'm missing a piece of equipment that I should have attached. Now we're getting on 84%, so... So plan for the end of this episode, we'll get the grain cart full, we'll get the harvester full, and then we'll go and sell the bales and unload the wheat for the contract, and then we'll bring everything back here and we'll call it for the week. There we go. Oh, nearly done. So yeah, full loaded harvester is 57% for 2 loads. This will put us just over 75, so about 80%. Because what I could do is put this on follow me on an offset to the harvester. Don't know how that works with two vehicles following the same piece of machinery. So I'm not going to try it. Again, way too far. Let's beam over, because that works. Engine on. So, I suppose we could see how far we've got. Not quite at a full load. We are 8% done. Oh yeah. Now if I had a more appropriate harvester, these headlands would be probably be about 20% done already. This is only a 25-foot header. You'd probably want to be doing this field with somewhere in the region of a 40-foot header. And I'm thinking next upgrade on a harvester would probably be either the slightly bigger Fent or the Plus Torano, whatever it is. Tucano. So possibly that 11,000 litre tank. That one has a 12.5. And the headers for those are about 35 feet. So a little bit under 33% wider. And as we move into fields like this, we are going to have to strongly consider a bigger harvester. But for right now, I mean, I can harvest. We did the Triticale yesterday, game day, and 2 fields done in one day. 300,000 litres of crop pulled in. So, yeah, our equipment isn't stressed at the moment to complete the job before bad weather comes or whatever. It's not like we're working really hard. And as I started saying earlier, with precision farming, because you can get away with fertilizing a field once, or using oilseed radish and slurry or digestate or manure, and then putting fertilizer on once you plant the crop. You never have to go back to the field unless you're that concerned with weeds. And with seasons running, I'm not terribly concerned with weeds because they don't cover 100% of the field and affect 100% of the yield. So long as the weeds are relatively under control, I'm happy to ignore them most of the time. Now what I might do once we've harvested, or once we start planting next year, is to actually consider putting herbicide down as soon as the crop starts to grow. Being seasons, that will then prevent weeds for the whole year. to? 5,000. So we're going to be back to the road. I didn't look to see what the great demands were. Check that out too. We have a great demand for soybeans, don't have any of those. We have a great demand for eggs, don't have any of those. I think that was all. Okay. So nothing we need to concern ourselves with. Great demand for wool would be good, because I have a whole ton of it in the shed. One of the issues with wool is the best selling day is the first day of late spring, and they're still going to be producing wool like crazy for the next 2-3 days. You could sell them, yeah, you could keep selling them through to the end of spring, but you're not going to get your best price. And I'm not really fussed too much about income on this map now that all of the fields can be, at least most of the fields can be worked as contracts. It's the thing. The base field, the base version by Oxygen David, there was only about 5 or 6 contractable fields, and this wasn't one of them. And now I haven't noticed a field that I can't contract on with the farming agency version, so we're good with that. The income options are greatly increased, and we're about to slam to a halt. Another one of the mods I use is Harvester Stop, which extends the pipe, stops the harvester so you don't kill your crop, which when you're reading chat text can be an issue. Okay, so that's the bottom. To heck with that. I don't know if it's quicker to go this way, but I'll do that. So this will fill the cart. I'll then jump back in the harvester, fill that completely, and then we'll go take this to market, see how our contract's progressing. Don't think I get credited for selling the bales, so that'll be good. So yeah, our vacation, I saw fair number of smaller New Holland sort of T6, T5 range of vehicles. Couple of Case, one Steiger with the wheels, not the quad track, and a couple of slightly smaller ones. Big Fendt tractor. Maybe 900 or 1,000. Not sure, it went past the other direction, so I didn't get a good look at it. Also saw a Class Jaguar doing some grass forage. And he was using the straight tipper truck as opposed to a semi to collect in. I'm guessing that might be the same farmer who has the big Fendt equipment. Okay, that should be good. We are done. Let's swing this around. Knock over the telephone pole. Let's not knock over the telephone pole. Not that you can. The telephone pole is just an image, it's not real. And brakes, good grief. Okay, back to the harvester. And it's not on. And we'll fill this thing up. And then we'll run off with the grain cart. And see how good the contract is. Because inquiring minds want to know. Now the rig they'd have given us was the big Case IH harvester with the 40-foot, 45-foot traper and a semi-truck with one of the big semi-trailers, probably about 57,000 litres. So we're only able to ship about half of what they would have provided us with and pull about half of what their harvester was capable of. I'm kind of okay with that. We're going to make it down to the bottom, I think. Maybe start another row. I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to judge. Now obviously once we've completed the contract per delivery, all of the remaining wheat will go up to our farm, at which point I can follow me with the bale collector. Because we sell the straw up at our farm as well. Ooh, it's going to be close. I don't have GPS on this, so I can't make an accurate cut in. All I can do is drive straight and hope we make it. And that's it, done. So I can turn that off. Sham 8519, good afternoon and welcome to the stream. How is your Saturday? Okay, we will just turn that off, I think. Follow me off, engine off. I'm going to cheat to get into the case.